The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency and Okuma.
Hey folks, Fred Golofaro here with this week's video fishing forecast, and looks like the weather's finally turned. You can tell by the number of special events going on this weekend. There's a bunch of open houses. You guys looking to get your boats ready, get them in the water. This is a good weekend to take advantage of some great sales and some really good pricing. Over at Marine Mate Discount Boating Supplies, they're holding their open house on Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. They're at 451 West Montauk Highway in Lindenhurst, and they've got some great pricing on bottom paint, something a lot of you are going to be doing this week and next week, and up to 50% off on some other marine products. Fred Shaw Marine, they're holding an open house on Saturday and Sunday. They have special pricing. They're going to have a bunch of manufacturers' reps there that can answer a lot of your boating questions, electronics questions. They're also going to be serving refreshments. That's 8 to 6 on Saturday and 9 to 5 on Sunday, and they're over at 401 South Main Street in Freeport. South Shore Marine Supply, Saturday and Sunday. They're over at 4108 Merrick Road in Massapequa. They've got lots of boating and fishing items on sale. They're going to have raffles, refreshments, and giveaways too for those who attend. And if you're still looking to get your fishing gear in order, Pelagic Outfitters is having their spring sale and kind of an open house. They've moved into new quarters, so check them out. They're over at 376 West Montauk Highway in Lindenhurst. They have some savings up to 70% off. Free giveaways for the first 50 customers in the door, and they're going to be holding that from 8 to 4, and that is on Saturday, April 1st. So check out their new home there. Flounder season opens on Saturday. That'll run from April 1st till May 30th, and just as a refresher, there's a 12-inch size limit, 2-fish bag limit, same as last year. The only boat I'm sure of right now that's going to be sailing out of Captree is the Island Princess. They're running 2 trips at 7 a.m. and noon if you want to get a jump on the flounder season. Out of Sheepshead Bay, the Captain Dave over at Pier 3. He'll be sailing 9 a.m. daily beginning this Saturday. We've had some reports of school bass now over the past week or two. Places like Little Neck Bay, Jamaica Bay, City Island, the Orchard Beach Lagoon, and Turtle Cove around the island there. And that fishing should build as the month goes on. There's also been quite a few bass reports from along the South Shore and the back bays and creeks. All small fish, but there's life, there's bunker, it seems, everywhere up in the Sound, particularly the Western Sound. Jamaica Bay, Great South Bay, Reynolds Channel, Moriches Bay. I've had reports from all those places of bunker being present. As far as the bass go, Rob over at Jackson City Island, he said Yozuri Mag Daughters and Tsunami XD plugs have been a ticket up there in the City Island area. Mike at East Coast Bait and Tackle said guys have been throwing small rubber shads, small swimming plugs, and bloodworms are always a good early season bait if you're not into the artificials. Excuse me. I even had secondhand reports of a lone bluefish that was caught near the Smith Point Bridge, and I wouldn't get too crazy over that. It's not unusual to have a stray bluefish show up here and there. When a lot of people are flounder fishing, it was pretty commonplace to hear of this small bluefish picked up here or there on a worm bait or a clam bait, or guys are flounder fishing. But given the ocean temperature, it's been in the 40s all winter, and it's on its way up. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a good influx of blues before the end of April, and we have had them the last week of April a couple of times over the past several years. So keep an eye out for that. If you're thinking about spring blackfish, I know we've covered it a little bit, talked about it. Nothing has come of that spring tog season, primarily due to opposition to that fishery being open during spawning season. They spawn in the spring. And still no word on fluke. That could still be weeks away before we find out exactly what's going on with fluke. Right now, I would say the front runner is option 5, which is 3 fish at 19 inches and same length season we had last year. But it could go either way. It could wind up being back to what we had last year. I think that's really a long shot. Or on the worst case scenario, it could be the same 3 fish, 19 inches, but a shorter season, something like Memorial Day to Labor Day. Let's hope that's not the case. And Long Island's lakes and streams, they all should have received their allotment of trout by Saturday, by April 1st, according to the trout stocking schedule. One of the most heavily stocked lakes is Belmont Lake, and that's where the Spring Family Fishing Festival is being held this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're going to have loaner rods and free bait for you. There's also no license requirements for adults on that, just for that day at that location. If you have your own gear, bring it along. And this is a rain or shine event. The forecast isn't great. We're supposed to get some rain coming in Friday night, and then pretty consistent, sometimes heavy rain on Saturday. But it may affect some of the kids' events, but it's not going to affect the fishing. And quite honestly, the less people there, probably the better the fishing's going to be, the more room you're going to have to roam around. So if you're looking to catch a bunch of trout this weekend, that's probably a really good bet. Until next week, Fred Golofaro for thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency and Okuma.